Are you running out of ideas to make healthy food interesting? Have you lost all motivation to work out and eat healthy? Are you getting bored on your health and fitness journey? If you answered yes to any of those questions, same, your girl is struggling. Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Ree. If you are a new girl, hit the subscribe button because you're gonna want to stay. My page is highlighting my health and fitness journey as well as my faith journey. So if you're on either of those journeys, baby girl, subscribe. If you're returning, hey besties, it's so good to see you again. It happened. It finally happened. I literally got sick of eating the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 5 days a week. So in today's meal prep video, I have a little bit of everything for everybody. So it's gonna help my vegetarians, gonna help my pescatarians, or if you're like me and you eat meat, I have some new and great recipes, a few of them that I'm trying out for the very first time. I also am including 2 snacks in this video because a lot of you guys had some questions about my snacking, and so I'm gonna show you 2 healthy snack boxes that I'm gonna make for this week. So the breakdown for this video, I have a breakfast, a lunch, and 2 dinner options. Some of them are vegetarian friendly, some of them are pescatarian friendly. All of them are, if you eat meat friendly, they're for us. I do just want to put out there, I am not a nutritionist. I am not a professional. I'm just here showing you what I'm meal prepping as I engage on my health and fitness journey. I'm also here just to give you a little bit of food inspiration. That way you can add some new and fresh recipes to your meal plan. Eating healthy is hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm struggling. Like DoorDash got like a third of my paycheck last week. They're so expensive and I ordered DoorDash 4 times. Absolutely unacceptable. But it's all about balance and getting back up again. So I fell off just a little bit. My eating hasn't been that great. My gym has been okay, but it happens. Get back up and we'll try again this week. So for breakfast this week, I'm making some protein smoothies. For lunch, I'm having a large salad. Usually one of the 3 meals that I eat in a day is always usually a salad. I will provide you with a meat option as well as a vegetarian option, but remember, you can always swap out your proteins. I have 2 dinner options I will feature in this video. The first one is just a regular salmon dish, so it's pescatarian friendly. I also tried out a new vegetarian dish that has crispy tofu on top of a shirataki noodle stir fry, and girl, it was so freaking good. I impressed myself. For snacks, they are high in protein and friendly to everybody. So without further ado, let's jump into this meal prep. Okay, so to kick off breakfast, we are making some smoothie packs. Oh my gosh, I can't do anything right. Anyway, so I'm gonna be adding 70 grams of bananas, 140 grams of frozen black cherries, and then I'm gonna top off each bag with 40 grams of spinach. Once I'm done making all the bags, I'm gonna place them in the freezer for the week. That way, as I need them, I can just pull one out, blend it, and go. Now, obviously, I couldn't just leave it alone and just show you how I made the bags, but I'm actually going to show you how I'm going to prepare it. So I'm going to add a serving of protein powder, some fiber powder because I don't get enough in my diet, some powdered PB2, chia seeds, flax seeds, almond milk, and I'm going to blend it all together. I was doing the most and trying to get a cute little aesthetic shot, and here we go. Terrible. Every single time I turn on this camera, it's just blooper after blooper, but you get the picture. It was actually really good, the smoothie. It was giving very much Black Forest vibes. I loved it. Super good. To kick off lunch, I'm going to be preparing my seasoning blend. So I have a tablespoon of garlic powder, half tablespoon of chili powder, red pepper flakes, citrusy garlic from Trader Joe's, a teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to blend it all together, and I'm going to season my chicken. You know how we do over here. We season with love. Y'all, if I didn't mention already, I'm making a salad, and on top of the salad, instead of having croutons, I'm making crispy chickpeas with a bunch of seasoning. They were literally so good. So all of my seasonings will be on the screen, all the directions, everything. I'm just popping these into the air fryer at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes, and they turned out perfect. Okay, so the sauce connoisseur is back. Well, actually, in this case, it's a salad dressing, but it's all good. So in a mason jar, because they're the best thing ever, I'm combining some olive oil, some lemon juice, a little bit of garlic, because food without garlic is just, I don't know, it's boring. I'm adding some Dijon mustard, some honey, and then I'm gonna season with a little bit of red chili flakes, salt and pepper, call it a day. Oh, and I added a little parsley for a little bit of razzle dazzle. I just think it makes everything look so pretty, you know? But anyway, I'm gonna shake it up and I'm gonna sit it in the fridge until I'm ready to dress my salad. Honestly, the salad dressing was thebomb.com. Like, seriously, so good. Now for the most tedious part of this meal prep, which you're gonna see in like 3 seconds, took me like 15-20 minutes, but I'm gonna be chopping up all of my vegetables for my salad. So I have these aloha peppers. They have the coolest color. I don't know, I'm just really feeling them. I'm also chopping up some cucumbers, as well as some red onions and some red cabbage. For the base of my salad, I'm using kale, so here I am just hand tearing it so that they're not too big, and I'm removing the fibrous stalk, and I'm just rinsing it off, patting it dry, and moving on to my chicken. Listen, we already know the deal about cooking chicken, my dear. You cook it until it is thoroughly cooked all the way through. I mean, like, there's no there's no other way. Like, if you want to go to jail, like federal time, you'll let it be pink in the middle, but we don't want that. We don't want salmonella. Cook your chicken until it's fully cooked. So I remember that I had a bag of unused spring mix in my fridge, so I decided to combine that with my kale base. I'm also going to toss in the red cabbage and make an entire mess. This was literally so frustrating. There was just red cabbage everywhere because like I just put so much salad in this bowl, but here I am just tossing it really quick, and then we're going to assemble. So my bases are basically going to be the same. I'm only going to add cucumber to the first 3 salads because usually my cucumbers last only 3 days. Then you're going to see that half of the salads are getting just chicken. The other half will be for my vegetarian babes, which will have 2 hard-boiled eggs instead of chicken as my protein. And also I made those air-fried chickpeas. That'll be another source of protein that you can double up on the vegetarian salads. I will add a little bit to my chicken salads, but they're mainly for the vegetarian option. But I'm not adding those either because I don't want them to get soggy. I want them to stay crispy. So I just kept them in a Ziploc bag and stored them in my cabinet. And of course, I'm going to show you how I plan to assemble my salads throughout the week. So I'm going to have my base, add all of my toppings, including the chickpeas that I made. I'm even going to throw in a little bit of avocado for a little razzle dazzle because I have like 3 of them that are going bad and they need to go ASAP. I'm going to drown it in salad dressings accidentally, toss it all together, put it in one of my cute aesthetic white bowls, and call it a day. Honestly, I could really be a chef out here. I mean, probably not, but in my mind, I could be a chef out here. The salad was really good. Now for snack time, I'm throwing in some grapes, carrots, cucumbers, hummus, a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning, and for some extra protein, a hard-boiled egg. That is snack option number 1. Now moving on to snack option number 2, I'm going to take some protein Greek yogurt, add some fresh strawberries on top, throw in your favorite granola. Of course, mine has to have chocolate because there's no other granola you should be eating. I mean, it's your preference, but chocolate is the way to go. Dinner option number 1 was my favorite because it literally took me 15 minutes. Like, it was just so easy. So I'm chopping up some zucchini. I'm also going to be washing some asparagus and snapping them where the hard fibrous part meets the tender part of the asparagus, chopping it into maybe quarters, and then I'm going to put everything on a baking sheet. I'm also going to be putting in my salmon in the center of a sheet because we are doing a sheet pan meal. I never thought I would see the day that I was doing a sheet pan meal, but here we are. I'm just going to season the salmon and the veggies with basic seasonings, pop it in the oven, and call it a day. I totally lied. I forgot I made a little glaze. So I'm making a glaze made of Dijon mustard, honey, some lemon juice, and some seasonings. I actually had to double this recipe off camera, so that's why you see my measurements look a little bit bigger than what the actual amount is on the screen. If I didn't mention, I basically baked the salmon and veggies for about 15 minutes at 375. I took it out and I'm now glazing the salmon. I'm gonna put it under the broiler for the first 2 minutes. I'm gonna take it back out, add the rest of the glaze on top, broil for another 2 minutes, and then I'm good to go. And look at her. Fire. Literally so freaking good. Now onto my potatoes. These are so cute because they're in different colors, but now I'm just going to start chopping them, cutting them into quarters. Let me just explain something really quick. The level of disappointed that I was when I cut into this potato and it wasn't purple. I mean, I don't know if purple potatoes like on the inside sound appetizing, but I was very much shook. I was not expecting the inside of that potato to be white, but here we are. So I'm just chopping all my potatoes. I'm gonna run them under cold water and rinse them until like all the outside starches and dirt are off of them. And now I'm just seasoning them with my basic seasoning, some olive oil, some pepper, some salt, garlic powder, and I believe some chili powder. Tossing them with a spatula and throwing them into my air fryer because I literally cannot be bothered. Before I forget, I air fried these at 400 degrees for 20 minutes and they turned out perfect. So here's where things get interesting. I'm using extra firm tofu here. I've never really worked with it before, but you have to drain it. So you have to set it in between some towels or paper towels and place a heavy object on there to help compress it. As you see here, I was using everything that I can. Off camera, I put my Bible inside of the fruit bowl because I needed extra weight. Then I'm moving on. While that is draining, I'm going to chop my veggies. I'm chopping up some red peppers and some broccoli. And now we're back to the main character, this tofu. Tofu really astounds me, but here I am. I'm cutting it into cubes, and then I realized that I should have cut each of these cubes in half, so I did. This was my attempt at being a little creative, but honestly, it was just felt really weird in my hands. I don't know. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to add some cornstarch to the outside of my tofu, as well as some salt. I'm going to toss it and set it aside. Then I'm going to move on to my vegetables. I'm going to saute my red peppers, some mushrooms that I had in my fridge, and the broccoli all in a pan with some sesame oil and olive oil. You'll see in a second that I decided to saute the broccoli separate because I didn't have enough room in the pan. I didn't want to irritate myself because I know that's what I do. I always get lazy towards the last part of my meal prep and I add everything all at once and then I make a huge mess, and I wasn't here for that today. So I added the broccoli separate, and then I'm going to add some shirataki noodles, toss them all together, and simply season with a little bit of soy sauce. So now here you guys see that I'm adding my shirataki noodles, and I only used 2 packs because I don't know, that's all I had. I'm just adding some soy sauce on top. I didn't want to go too crazy with the seasonings because the tofu is going to have a sauce on it, and I didn't want like too many flavors happening all at once. Now it's time to fry up my tofu in a little bit of olive oil. Just let it crisp up on all 4 sides. My sauce game getting crazy out here, y'all. Alright, so I'm starting the sauce off from my tofu, and it's going to be some fresh ginger, some garlic, a couple tablespoons of sriracha, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, honey to make it a little bit sweet and sticky, a little bit of sesame oil, and then cornstarch to make everything thick. Feel free to modify this recipe. It's not even a recipe. I just threw some stuff in a bowl and called it a day, but you can add what you like. Substitute out things if you don't have it. And then once my tofu has been crisped up on all 4 sides, I'm going to add it to the pan. If you need to thin it out, you can use a little bit of chicken broth, which I did off camera. Now it's time to assemble. What I really love about this recipe is that the shirataki noodles are so low in calories, but they're very high volume, so you can have a lot of them. I'm just going to top the shirataki noodles with the sweet and sticky tofu, top it off with some black sesame seeds and some red chili flakes, and bam! There you go, vegetarian friendly dinner. And this was actually so good. I was really surprised. We're gonna disregard the dishes behind me. Listen, I just finished cleaning up my kitchen. Meal prepping definitely makes my kitchen messy, but you know what? I'll take it. Spending a few hours of my day on a Sunday to meal prep and then not have to cook for the rest of the week. So this is like the only dishes I'm really gonna be doing, except for when I wash my Tupperware after I eat my meal preps. So y'all just let me be great. I hope you guys really enjoy these meal prep videos. I've been getting so many beautiful comments and sweet words, so I know that I'm reaching some people. Just remember, what I like, you might not like. So definitely just pick and choose, take what you need from these videos and run with it. Feel free to get creative in your eating. I know there's such a stigma about healthy eating and how it has to be boring and bland and disgusting, but I'm being intentional with getting creative with my food. That way I'm able to stick to my meal plan and reach the fitness goals that I have for myself. Listen, I told you, I'm getting snatched this year. I'm really getting snatched, and last week I had a little bit of a setback, but you know what? We're back and better than ever. So basically, this is going to conclude this meal prep. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Feel free to drop any suggestions or things that you want to see featured on my meal prep videos. You know your girl loves suggestions, and I love to try new things. Also, be sure to turn on your post notifications. That way you can be notified every single time your girl drops a new video. And until next time, babe, I'll see you on my next.